You read the title, now let's get to it. Hey guys, Marcos here. Today we'll be comparing the Wingman from Titanfall 2 to Apex Legends version of the Wingman. We will just highlight some different attributes they may or not have, and this video will just be for informational purposes. And without out of the way, let's talk about Titanfall 2 first. The Wingman Titanfall 2 is a secondary that is slow firing but high damage revolver-like pistol. It takes 3 shots to the body and 2 to the head to kill a pilot. The weapon is also hit scan and has damage drop off. There are multiple attachments you can apply to it to make it stronger, but you can only have 2 at a time. You can choose from extra ammo, suppressor, gun runner, quick swap, gun ready, and tactical. What you're seeing is a comparison between Wingman with no attachments on the left and a Wingman with specified attachment on the right. The tactical attachment doesn't improve gun stats but improves the cooldown time on your pilot's ability when you score a kill.
What the fuck did you say, you goddamn slut? You prefer the
Titanfall 2 Wingman
to the holy
Apex Legends Wingman.
I will stone cold study your vagina ass right here in the pastry aisle. I am Alan the Annihilator, bitch! What the fuck? Shit!
Who uses this thing? No, seriously. The crosshair thankfully isn't that big, but I still feel like hip firing is not a viable option. It also doesn't help that my aim is garbage. The ammo capacity is not that great either, and overall the gun feels weak to use. I feel like whenever I'm using this thing, I'm like taking a chance card in Monopoly. I'm hoping the card isn't going to be bad, but I know in the back of my head it is. The extra ammo attachment kinda helps combat my main issue with the gun, or rather, my issue, which is my aim. It sucks. It gives me extra 2 chances to hit my shots if I'm not dead yet, so generally I'll use this a lot. But the same doesn't go for the suppressor. Although you can sneak up on enemies and have one good fight without others coming to third party you, if you're anything like me, you'll land the first shot and the enemy will just turn around and shoot you once and you'll die. It also doesn't help that this attachment reduces your damage output as well. So I mean, I don't know about this one really. Gunrunner could be useful if you're in tight corridors and hallways because the enemy right in front of you. But besides that, the accuracy only gets worse when you're running, so you wouldn't need anything. Quick swap just makes it fast to switch weapons. I don't really feel like this is really important, or it's already kind of fast to switch to a pistol already. Gun ready makes you ADS fast, which is actually pretty useful in my opinion. Most of my encounters with the Wingman is mid-range fights, and this attachment helps me hit more of my shots with the help of aim assist on consoles of course. And tactical is useful on all guns, just a matter if it's more useful than a different attachment. If you're good with this gun, then you're good with it, fine. But for me, anytime I use this gun, I engage and miss all my shots and they just turn around and shoot me back. I'd much rather use the P2016 than this, because at least with that, you can spray more efficiently. I just don't really know what the deal is about this gun. It feels weak, underpowered, and bad, even for a secondary, which is kind of saying a lot, to be honest. Also, just a side note, the wiki doesn't include speed loader for some reason. It just makes you reload faster with the Wingman. I don't know why it's not here. I completely forgot to record in the video. But yeah, there you go. The Apex Legends Wingman is also a revolver-like style pistol that uses heavy ammo and has a baseline capacity of 6 rounds. This gun can kill other players in the body for 3 shots, or in the head with 2, which shields these results for vary. The difference with this gun that isn't aesthetically different is its bullet properties. When you shoot, the bullets will take time to travel to hit your opponent. However, there is no damage drop off, so that's pretty nice. What you're seeing here is all the different attachments you can use if you find them throughout the game. There are different tiers of extended rounds available for this gun. Gray adds 1 bullet, blue adds 2, purple adds 3, and gold matches make it to where the gun can be reloaded when not equipped. It doesn't increase further from 9 shots. The different sights you can use are 2 1x with different appearances, a 1x 2x zoom in functioning sight, 2x sight, and a 1x thermal sight which you can use to see through smoke since it highlights enemies in red. The quick draw holster makes it to where you can pull out the Wingman faster and gives you a tighter hipfire spread, and the skull piercer changes the headshot multiplier from 2x to 2.25. This thing can be used as a sniper, 100%. If you learn the bullet properties and velocities on this thing, you will be a monster. To be clear, I really like this gun, and I mean really like it. I'm not really sure why I like this gun way more than Titanfall 2's Wingman, but I just perform better with this thing, since you can attach all 3 different sections of attachments at once, being extended mag, sights, and hop-ups. You don't have to pick and choose between attachments, just pick the better one. Unless you want a different sight or hop-up, then argument there. The gray extended mags are still helpful because you're not sacrificing anything else, not taking inventory space or minusing other attachments for the gun. No, it's just there. Pretty good. You're not sacrificing anything other than that. Blue mags are good, and everything above that is great. And since there is no damage fall off, you can hit enemies from across the map for the same amount as if they're right in front of you. It's kind of crazy. The only thing stopping this gun from being broken is the bullet travel. But to be honest, if this thing was hit scan, it would be broken. Everyone would be using it, and the meta would just be terrible, to be honest. But the Wingman, it's kind of a monster. You can still compete if you don't use it, obviously. But if you get good with this thing, you don't even need that much heavy ammo too. You can only carry like 2 stacks at maximum, and you'll be fine. Like, this thing is great. Good damage, you don't have to use a lot of ammo for it, and it doesn't even need much to get better. It's pretty good as is. So now, since we're done with those two, let's compare them side by side and see how this turns out. But wait! There's more!
We painted the whole house, and without getting a drop of paint on anything but the flappin' flotsam, what's that?
The Wingman Elite is the primary weapon in Titanfall 2 and is treated as a high-powered revolver. This gun can 2-shot enemy pilots to the body and 1-shot them to the head with no damage drop-off. The tricky thing about this is it is not hit scan. The bullets have to travel before hitting your target. You can also equip 2 attachments to this gun, those being extra ammo, ricochet, gun runner, quick swap, gun ready, and tactical.
I don't think that team knows who they're messing with.
1 kill. 1 shot. 1 shot. 1 shot. 1 shot. 1 shot. 1.
Now this gun is very interesting because it is very powerful, but the travel time is indeed what this thing makes it hard to use. Dang, that English was bad. It also is good note that the crosshair for this thing is literally a dot. That's it. That's how accurate this thing is. You don't even need... Actually, no, you do need the crosshair, kind of. If you just erase the crosshair and just draw a circle and write death zone in it, that's not really going to help. This thing has pinpoint accuracy. Like, pixel perfect. It's pretty great. That's how accurate this thing is. Extra ammo could be useful to everyone, except if you can hit every single shot you take. Then you might want to pick something else that'll help you out in combat wise. Because if you just have 2 more shots, well, if you already hit them before you need the extra 2, why take it, right? It doesn't make sense. Ricochet, though, is a very interesting attachment. All it really does is change the bullet properties where bullets will be forced to bounce off of walls. Honestly, I can only see this being useful in crowded buildings, even though I use this attachment all the time, so I'm kind of a hypocrite here saying it's kind of useless. I never once got a ricochet kill either, so that's not really helping. But you know, now I'm talking about this, I'm going to switch it to something else. Gun runner I don't see really being useful on this thing either. Reason being is if you have good aim, you can most likely win the fight anyways if you and an enemy run into each other. But if your aim sucks like me and you have this equipped, you either get lucky and kill them or just miss all your shots while running towards death. And it's a mixed bag. Quick swap I actually see being very useful on this thing. Since most of the time you'll be engaging to mid-long range fights, you cannot be running around with the Wingman Elite for some reason and see someone in the distance and try and kill them before they run away. Making the swapping time between guns could be really helpful, and you know, so you can catch them before you get in cover or go behind a building or something. And gun ready complements quick swap so well for the scenario I just gave you. And for that, it's pretty good. You can aim down sights before, you know, like I said, to get behind a building or something. And tactical, once again, is good, but just a matter if you want to choose this over something else. And to be honest, I really like this gun, and honestly, I'm surprised not more people use this thing. Like honestly, if a lot of people got good with it, it would be crazy, to be honest. I still suck with it, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm still gonna use it. Obviously, it's a good gun, but I think it's really good and pretty underrated too. Yeah, I think you should use it. But now I'm gonna give you my top 3 choices. Let's go. But now with all that out the way, I'm gonna give you my top 3 choices on Wingman versus Wingman versus Wingman. Yeah. Number 3, the Wingman in Titanfall 2. Obviously, I already said earlier why I don't really like it. But compared to the other guns, this thing just falls apart. It can't even compete in the same level. And this is definitely the weakest. In my opinion, at least. You can have your own, but I feel like this thing is weak as heck, and I can't use it for life. Number 2, the Wingman from Apex Legends. Yeah, this is an amazing gun, but it does take a lot of skill to use, and it's really hard to get good with this thing. But if you do get really good with it, I mean, shoot, you're gonna dominate in the Apex games. But the reason why it's second and not first is because can this thing one-shot across the map? No, I didn't think so. Number 1, it's obviously the Wingman Elite, but number 1 argument. If your gun is gonna have a bullet travel, why not use this gun instead? It can one shot to the head or 2 shot to the body instead of being 3. Boom, I ended your argument that Wingman Elite's better. Wingman Elite supremacy. But you know, all guns have their strengths and weaknesses and also their own purpose and are good in different situations. But you know, I just wanted to make this video just comparing the two. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. I want to know what you guys think. Did you guys agree with me, or did you guys have your own opinions? I would love to see them in the comments below. And please don't start a war on wingmans. Just be each other's wingman, alright? To get good at the wingman. So you can be a wingman for someone trying to get good with a wingman. If that makes any sense. Yeah, with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.